Guitar and kick drop together before the sunrise new. Snapping funky bass arriving, pulling everything through. Roads and synth melody, all landing warm and bright. Sunrise on my commute, everything feeling right. Hi-hat ticking crisp like a morning fully charged. String pad breathing wide like the sky just enlarged. Everything arriving brighter than I planned. Sunrise on my commute, exactly as I understand. Yeah. Spring morning R&B sitting electric in the chest. Sunrise on my canoe, putting everything to rest. Clean guitar still threading above the snap. Funky bass still driving, never going back. Road still bright and soulful on the morning line. Send Mallory, turn it sweet, doing just fine. Hi-hat still crisp and bright through the April air. Sunrise on my corner, finding me everywhere. Sunrise on my canoe, guitar and kick and everything turn bright. Sunrise on my canoe, best spring feeling in the morning light. Roads and bass and synth glow wide. Sunrise on my comfort, perfect ride. Hooks you from the very first stop. Golden spring sunrise, hidden, warm and electric. Sunrise on my canoe, making everything neck deck. Clean guitar, warm on its favorite spot. Roads chord landing, radiant before the dark. Funky bass holding steady through the spring ground. Sing melody breathing soft, but the sun snap still crisp and clean where it belongs. Sunrise on my coat, turning mornings into sun. Sunrise on command, guitar and kick, then everything right. Sunrise on my sun, still alone. Roads and bass and synth glow wide. Sunrise on my commute, the perfect ride. Hooks you from the very first ride. Sunrise on my commute. Sunrise on my commute, guitar still bright. Sunrise on my commute, kick still punch, fruits still glowing. Sunrise on, always rising, always spring, always yours.
Saxophone hit first and the commute changed completely. Morning rush arriving warm and landing sweetly. Vinyl crackle settling like a coat put on right. Walking bass arriving steady in the morning light. Drum break punching in above the April air. Rose piano landing soft like it was always there. Guitar loop returning like a favorite route. Morning rush never felt this good on the computer. Coffee in one hand and the spring groove in the other. Lo-fi jazz hip hop like no other. Saxophone still threading through the morning run. Walking bass still talking underneath the sun. Drum break snapping crisp on the but beat snap. Road still warm and bouncy, never going back. Vinyl hits like sunlight filtered through the trees. Morning rush never felt this good on days like these. Morning rush never felt this good. Saxophone alone and the whole groove understood. Walking bass and drum break in the pocket tight. Morning rush never felt this good in the morning light. Lo-fi jazz in spring and April air. Morning rush never felt this good anywhere. Hooks you from the very first note. Morning rush never felt this good. Best thing anyone wrote. in the spring air coming through. Lofi jazz, hip-hop doing everything it always knew. Saxophone warm on his favorite bright arc. Rhodes chord landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the April ground. Drum break breathing soft above the sound. Vinyl cracker warm like a morning well begun. Morning rush never felt this good under the sun. Morning rush never felt this good. Saxophone alone and the whole groove understood. Walking bass and drum break in the pocket tight. Morning rush never felt this good in the morning light. Lo-fi jazz in spring and April air. Morning rush never felt this good anywhere. Hooks you from the very first note. Morning rush never felt this good. Best thing anyone wrote. Morning rush never felt this good. Saxophone still warm. Bass still walking. Road still glowing. Morning rush, always this good. Always spring, always yours.
Yeah. Funky drum and clap exploded before the road began. Smooth bass arriving like it always had a plan. Clean guitar and Rhodes and synth all landing warm. Windows down in April, riding through the April storm. Fingers snap, ticking like I'm feeling set free. Strange shimmer, catching everything I wanna be. Everything arriving better than I thought. Windows down in April, best thing April brought. Playlist on in the spring air, rushing through the car. Feel good indie groove, pop, carry near and far. Clean guitar still threading warm above the beat. Smooth bass still talking, making everything complete. Road still bright and bouncy on the morning line. Sun shimmer catching everything, doing just fine. Clap still landing crisp where it always should. Windows down in April, better than it ever could. Windows down in April, drum and clap and the whole group drove in. Windows down in April, sweetest way a cue could begin. Bass and guitar in spring air wide. Windows down in April, the perfect ride. She from the opening beat. Windows down in Golden spring morning and the freedom won't quit. Windows down in April, every note a perfect fit. Clean guitar, warm on his favorite bright art. Rose chord landing luminous before the dark. Smooth bass, steady carrying the April ground. String shimmer breathing soft above the sound. Clap one more time, crisp and absolutely right. Drum and clap, then the whole group drove in. Windows down in April, sweetest way up you could begin. Bass and guitar and spring and wide. Windows down in April, the perfect ride from the opening beat. Windows down in April, simply sweet. Windows down, April air rushing in. Drums still punching, bass still smooth. Windows down, April still. Windows down, April spring, always yours.
Rose melody alone before the morning stood up straight. Snapping funky bass arriving, never running late. Brass and guitar and hi-hat all landing one. Arrive like you mean it, right riding through the April storm. Scent shimmer catching all the spring in the air. String texture breathing soft like it was always there. Everything arriving more confident than I knew. Arrive like you mean it. Best way to start brand new. Spring R&B, indie pop sitting right in the chest. Arrive like you mean it, putting everything to rest. Road still warm and bleeding on the morning line. Funky bass still driving, doing perfectly fine. Snap still landing crisp on the 2 and 4. Brass one breathing sweeter than before. Clean guitar threading bright through the April air. Ooh, ooh. Arrive like you mean it. Roads alone and the whole groove stood tall. Arrive like you mean it. Best spring feeling carrying us all. Bass and brass and morning glow. Arrive like you mean it. Wherever you go, hooks you from the very first note. Arrive like you mean it. Best thing anyone wrote. April light hitting golden, confident and warm. Arrive like you mean it. Riding through the storm. Rose warm on his favorite. Bright, confident arc. Brass landed radiant before the dark. Funky bass holding steady through the spring ground. String texture threading soft above the sound. Snap still crisp and clean where it belongs. Arrive like you mean it. Turning heels to songs. Arrive like you mean it. Roads alone and the whole group stood tall. Arrive like you mean it. Best spring feeling carrying us all. Bass and brass and morning glow. Arrive like you mean it. Wherever you go. Hooks you from the very first note. Arrive like you mean it. Best thing anyone wrote. Arrive like you mean it. Arrive like you mean it. Road still warm, still driving, brass still glowing. Arrive like you mean it. Always confident, always spring, always yours.
I go stately tall alone before the engine turn. Vinyl crackle settling like a lesson finally learned. Soft bass and boom bap arriving right on time. Synth pad breathing soft above the morning rhyme. Roach piano landing warm like a hand on the wheel. Pedals on the dashboard, best commute you'll ever feel. Guitar loop returning like a favorite road. Good carrying every spring morning low.
Cherry blossoms drifting past the window slow. Lo-fi cars catching all the morning glow. Echoes still threading warm above the groove. Soft bass still walking, finding every move. Boom bap drum still landing on the pocket beat. Rose still warm and tender, making it complete. Synth pad breathing soft through the April drive. Pedals on the dashboard, keeping everything alive.
Pedals on the dashboard. One seagull alone, then the whole groove blooms. Pedals on the dashboard.
Spring cuts filling up the room.
Bass and drum and synth pad wide. Pedals on the dashboard, the perfect ride. Hooks you from the very first drum. Pedals on the dashboard, best feeling under the sun. Golden spring morning and the commute feels right. Pedals on the dashboard carrying you through the light. Cool sprit warm on his favorite breezy arc. Rose colored land luminous before the dark. Soft bass steady carrying the April ground. Synth pad breathing soft above the sound.
Boom bap one more time, crisp and right. Pedals on the dashboard, this morning light.
Petals on the dashboard. Post sketch alone and the whole group bloom. Petals on the dashboard. Spring kite filling up the room. Bass and drum and synth pad wide. Pedals on the dashboard, the perfect ride. Hooks you from the very first strum. Pedals on the dashboard, best feeling under the sun. Pedals on the dashboard. Drumstick still on. Vinyl still crackling. Bass still soft.
Pedals on the dashboard, always blooming, always spring, always yours.
Synth pad and vinyl crackle open wide before the stop. Finger pick guitar arriving, never wanting to drop. Boom bap, drum and bass and rolls all landing warm. Almost there and loving it, riding through the April storm. Shake it, ticking easy like a countdown reverse. String texture breathing soft like the best kind of verse. Everything arriving warmer than I thought. Almost there and loving it, best thing April brought.
Last few stops and the spring groove still holds on. Almost there, loving it, carrying the morning song. Finger pick guitar still threading warm above the beat. Groove bass still talking, making it complete. Boom bap drum still landing on the pocket right. Road still warm and glowing in the morning light. Synth pad still breathing wide through the April drive. Almost there and loving it, keeping everything alive. Almost there and loving it. Synth pad and vinyl and the guitar led the way. Almost there and loving it. Bass and roads and drum making the perfect day. Spring groove and April shimmer bright. Almost there and loving it in the morning light.
Hooks you from the opening breath. Almost there and loving it, sweetest thing till the last. Golden spring morning and the destination's near.
Almost there and loving it, best commute of the year.
Finger pick guitar warm on his favorite bright art.
Roads cold and luminous before the dark.
Groove plays holding steady through the spring ground.
String texture breathing soft above the sound.
Shake it one more time, easy and right.
Right, almost there and loving it, carrying through the light.
Almost there and loving it.
Synth pad and vinyl, then the guitar led the way.
Almost there and loving it.
Bass and roads and drum making the perfect day. Spring groove and April shimmer bright. Almost there and loving it in the morning light.
Hooks you from the opening breath. Almost there and loving it, sweetest thing until the last. Almost there
And loving it.
Synth still warm,
Guitar still bright.
road still glowing.
And loving. Always almost there is loving it. Always spring, always yours.
Yeah, the trumpet alone before the morning pose. Spring arrives so beautiful like nobody supposed. Vinyl crackle and drum break landing right on time. Walking bass and roads complete in every rhyme. Guitar loop returning like the same old favorite street. Spring keeps showing off, making every morning sweet. Everything arriving brighter than the day before. Spring keeps showing off like it's never done before.
Cherry blossom doing everything they always do. Lofi jazz, hip-hop catching all that April blue. Trumpet still threading through the morning run. Walking bass still talking underneath the sun. Drum break snapping crisp above the vinyl hiss. Road still warm and bouncy, nothing quite like this. Guitar loop returning like a favorite refrain. Spring keeps showing off in the April rain, yeah. Spring keeps showing off. Trumpet alone, then the whole groove came alive. Spring Spring keeps showing off.
Best reason yet to feel good on the drive. Walking bass and drum breaking the air. Spring keeps showing off everywhere. Hooks you from the very first note. Spring keeps showing off, best thing anyone wrote. Golden morning light and the trumpet's still at it. Spring keeps showing off and honestly I get it. Roads warm on his favorite bright melodic art. Trumpet landed luminous before the dark. Walking bass, steady carrying the April ground. Guitar loop breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time, crisp and absolutely right. Spring keeps showing off, carrying you through the light.
Spring keeps showing off.
Trumpet alone, then the whole groove came alive.
Spring keeps showing off.
Best reason yet to feel good on the drive. Walking bass and drum breaking the air. Spring keeps showing off everywhere. Hooks you from the very first note. Spring keeps showing off, best thing anyone wrote.
Spring still showing off, let's still warm. Rain. Spring still showing off on the snow. Spring still showing off on the snow. Spring still showing off.
Spring keeps showing off. Always spring, always show. Always yours. Yeah, always yours.
Funky guitar chop once, and the whole day shifted. Snapping smooth bass arriving like the mood just lifted. Rolled in a hat and scent, all landing electric warm. Today has a different energy, riding through the storm. Grass warm, breathing soft, above the morning line. String shimmer, catching everything, doing just fine. Everything arriving more electric than I thought. Today has a different energy. Best thing April brought. Spring R&B, sitting electric, bold inside the chest. Today has a different energy, putting everything to rest. Yeah. Funky guitar still chopping, warm above the beat. Smooth bass still driving, making everything complete. Road still bright and soulful on the morning run. Sin shimmer, catching everything beneath the sun. Snap still landing crisp, yeah, where it always should. Today has a different energy, better than it ever could. Today has a different energy. Guitar chop alone, then everything turned electric. Every single morning feeling roads and bass and spring so glow. Today has a different energy wherever you go. Hooks you from the very first drop. Today has a different energy, never gonna stop. Ooh. April I hit in golden, electric and bright. Today has a different energy, carrying through the light. Funky guitar warm on his favorite boat. Roads core landing, radiant before the dark. Smooth bass, holding steady through the spring ground. String shimmer, breathing soft above the sound. Snap still crisp and clean, where it belongs. Today has a different energy, turning days to songs. Guitar chop alone, then everything turn electric. Road loop alone before the destination new. Soft boom bap arriving carrying something new. Groove bass and synth pad and guitar all landing warm. Bloom before you arrive riding through the April storm. Vinyl crackle settling like petals on the seat. Everything about it's cool, new and possibly sweet. Road loop returning like a favorite morning thought. Bloom before you arrive, best thing April brought.
Spring car sitting warm and blooming in the chest. Bloom before you arrive, putting everything to rest. Road loop still glowing warm above the beat. Groove bass still talking, making everything complete. Soft boom bap still landing on the pocket right. Synth pad breathing wide through the morning light. Guitar loop returning like a familiar street. Bloom before you arrive, every morning a treat.
Bloom before you arrive. Road loop alone in the whole groove. Bloom. Bloom before you arrive. Spring colors filling up the moving room. Bass and drum and synth pad wide. Bloom before you arrive. The perfect ride hooks you from the very first loop. Bloom before you arrive. Every morning a scoop. Golden spring morning and the bloom won't stop. Bloom before you arrive, feeling like the top. Road loop warm on his favorite melodic. Our groove bass landing, luminous before the dark. Soft boom bap, steady carrying the April ground. Synth pad breathing soft above the sound. Guitar loop one more time, warm and right. Bloom before you arrive, carrying through the light.
Bloom before you arrive. Road loop alone and the whole groove. Bloom, bloom before you arrive. Spring cars filling up the moving room. Bass and drum and synth pad wide. Bloom before you arrive, the perfect ride hooks you from the very first loop. Bloom before you arrive, every morning a school. Bloom before you arrive.
Road still looping,
Bass still warm.
synth still breathing.
Bloom before you arrive.
Always blooming.
Always spring, always yours.
Snaring high alone before the road opened wide. Send melody arriving like it wanted to guide. Dodgy bass and clean guitar and roads all landing warm. The drive that clears everything riding through the April storm. Clap rhythm ticking like a weight being released. String shimmer catching everything as tension decrease. Everything arriving clearer than I thought. The drive that clears everything, best thing April brought. Spring groove pop, sitting breathing free inside the chest. The drive that clears everything, putting it to rest. It's a melody turning sweet on its favorite art. The clean guitar bouncing bright in the April dark. I see bass still talking through the morning run. Road still warm and glowing underneath the sun. Clap still landing crisp where it always should. The drive that clears everything better than it ever could. The drive that clears everything. Snaring hi-hat and the melody set us free. The drive that clears everything. There's spring feeling for the young to be. Bass and guitar and road so bright. The drive that clears everything in the morning light hooks you from the opening beat. The drive that clears everything, impossibly sweet. Golden spring morning and the clarity is real. The drive that clears everything, best thing you'll ever feel. Send melody warm on his favorite bright art. drive that clears everything. Always clearing, always spring, always yours.
Nylon guitar and percussion together before the news broke. Bright scent arriving like the happiest joke. Smooth bass and Rhodes strings all landing warm. Good news all morning, riding through the April storm. Finger snap ticking like a headline confirmed. String shimmer catching everything I've always yearned. Everything arriving better than expected today. Good news all morning, carrying all the way. Spring indie pop sitting cheerful, bright in the chest. Good news all morning, putting everything to rest. Nylon guitar still threading warm above the beat. Smooth bass still talking, making everything complete. Brights and returning, sweet on its favorite arc. Road still warm and glowing in the April dark. Finger snap still ticking through the morning run. Good news all morning, underneath the sun. Good news all morning. Nylon guitar and percussion, then the synth lifted high. Good news all morning. Best spring feeling underneath the April sky. Bass and Rhodes and strings shimmer bright. Good news all morning in the morning light. Hooks you from the very first strum. Good news all morning. Best feeling under the sun. Golden spring morning and the good news won't quit. Good news all morning, every note a perfect fit. Nylon guitar warm on its favorite bright arc. Bright synth landing luminous before the dark. Smooth bass steady carrying the April ground. String shimmer breathing soft above the sound. Fingers snap one more time, easy and right. Good news all morning, carrying through the light. Good news all morning. Good news all morning. Nylon guitar and percussion and the synth lifted high. Good news all morning. Best spring feeling underneath the April sky. Bass and Rhodes and strings shimmer bright. Good news all morning in the morning light. Hooks you from the very first strum. Good news all morning. Nylon still bright, synth still lifting, road still warm. Good news all morning, always good news, always spring, always yours. Piano arpeggio alone before the halfway mark. Walking bass and vinyl driving through the April dark. Saxophone and drum break landing right on time. Everything about halfway home laden right on the ride. Guitar texture breathing soft above the groove. Lo-fi jazz, hip-hop finding every floating move. Everything arriving dreamy of them before. Halfway home and floating, best part of the commute for sure. Light hitting soft through the window glass. Halfway home and floating, making every minute last. Piano arpeggio still spinning on its favorite arc. Saxophone still threading warm before the dark. Walking bass still talking, doing perfectly fine. Drum break snapping crisp above the vinyl line. Guitar loop returning like a favorite stop. Halfway home and floating, feeling like the top. Halfway home and floating. Piano arpeggio, then the whole jazz groove arrives. Halfway home and floating. Best sprint feeling, keeping everyone alive. Walking bass and saxophone in the air. Halfway home and floating everywhere. Hooks you from the very first arpeggio. Halfway home and floating, best way home to go. Golden spring evening in the floating won't stop. Halfway home and floating, feeling like the top. Piano arpeggio warm on its favorite dreamy arc. Saxophone landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the evening ground. Guitar texture breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time, crisp and right. Halfway home and floating, carrying through the light. Halfway home and floating. Piano arpeggio, then the whole jazz groove arrive. Halfway home and floating. Best spring feeling, keeping everyone alive. Walking bass and saxophone in the air. Halfway home and floating everywhere. Hooks you from the very first arpeggio. Halfway home and floating, best way home to go. Halfway home, still floating. Piano still spinning. Saxophone still warm. Bass still walking. Halfway home, halfway floating. Piano always floating. Always free. Always spring. Always yours. Always yours.
Sand pattern strings open wide before the light got low. Funky guitar arriving like it had the perfect song. Snapping bass and roads all landing full and warm. The long light of April riding through the April storm. Hi-hat ticking bright like the evening confirmed. Brass one breathing soft like everything I earned. Hey. Everything arriving fuller than I planned. The long light of April, exactly as I understand. Spring evening groove pop sitting lush inside the soul. The long light of April making every hole. Funky guitar still threading warm above the snare. Smooth bass still driving, never going back. Road still warm and glowing on the evening line. Scent pad still breathing wide, doing just fine. Yeah, yeah. Snap still landing crisp where it always should. The long light of April, better than it ever could. The long light of April, slipping strings and the guitar brought the groove. The long light of April, bass and rose and snap finding it. Soft brass and kick together before the destination show. Finger picks, guitar arriving, carrying the whole load. Groove, bass and roads and vinyl all landing warm. Made it a minute, riding through the April storm. Send pad breathing soft above the triumphant line. String texture catching everything, doing just fine. Everything arriving more triumphant than I planned. Made it a minute, exactly as I understand.
Yeah. Springtime and you're sitting warm, triumphant in the chair. Made it a meditate, putting everything to rest. Finger pick guitar, still threading warm above the beat. Groove bass still talking, making everything complete.
Soft brass still warm and leading on the morning line. Road still glowing, tender, doing perfectly fine. Vinyl crackle warm like a morning well completed. Made it a minute, never to be defeated.
Made it and meant it.
Brass and kick, then the guitar led us home.
Made it and meant it.
Best spring feeling, now we're not alone. Bass and roads and vinyl glow. Made it a minute wherever you go. Hooks you from the very first hit. Made it a minute, everything a perfect fit. Golden spring morning and the arrival is real. Made it a minute, best thing you'll ever feel. Finger pick guitar warm on his favorite bright arc. Soft brass landing luminous before the dark. Groove bass holding steady through the spring ground. String texture breathing soft above the sound. Roads on my time warm and absolutely right. Made it a minute, carrying you through the light. Yeah.
Made it and meant it.
Brass and kick, then the guitar led us home.
Made it and meant it.
Best spring feeling, now we're not alone. Bass and roads and vinyl glow. Made it a minute wherever you go. Hooks you from the very first hit. Made it a minute, everything a perfect fit.
Made it a minute.
Brass still warm.
Guitar still bright.
Oprah before the week began. Petals falling soft like they were always part of the plan. Walking bass around and warm beneath the morning bloom. Drum break and rolls complete in every inch of room. Guitar loop returning like the best kept secret known. Flower petals in and soft on every stepping stone. Everything arriving sweeter than the week before. Petals in the Monday air, this is what Mondays are for. Blossoms drifting through the early morning light. Lo-fi jazz, hip-hop making every Monday right. Saxophone still threading through the pedal-filled run. Walking bass still talking underneath the spring sun. Drum break, snapping crisp above the vinyl hiss. Road still warm and tender, nobody talks about this. Guitar loop returning like a flavor only few find. Pedals in the Monday air, staying in the mind. Pedals in the Monday air. Saxophone and vinyl, then the whole grove bloom.
Petals in the Monday air.
Spring lo-fi jazz filling up the room. Walking days and drum break, warm and free.
Petals in the Monday.
Just for those who see. Hooks you from the very first breath. Petals in the Monday air. Sweetest thing until the last. No week week arriving wrapped in April bloom. Petals in the Monday air expanding every room. Saxophone warm on its favorite melodic arc. Rhodes chord landing luminous before the dark. Walking, bass steady carrying the pedal ground. Guitar loop breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time crisp and absolutely right. Pedals in the Monday air carrying you through the light.
Petals in the Monday air.
Saxophone and vinyl, then the whole groove bloom.
Petals in the Monday air.
Spring lo-fi jazz filling up the room. Walking bass and drum break warm and free.
Petals in the Monday, just for those who see.
Hooks you from the very first press. Pedals in the Monday air, sweetest thing until the light.
Petals in the Monday air.
Saxophone still warm, vinyl still crackling, bass still walking.
Petals in the Monday air.
Always Monday, always pedals, always yours.
Petals in the Monday air. Petals in the Monday air.
New week, same flower. Clean guitar, play alone before the week said anything. Snapping bass, arriving like they came to do their thing. Roads and synth and drum all landing warm and bright. New week, same flowers carrying through the morning light. Fingers snap, ticking like a secret only few keep. String shimmer catching everything the pedals read. Everything arriving like a playlist recommendation. New week, same flowers, best kind of Monday station. Flower rain still falling on the same familiar street. Feel good, indie groove pop making every Monday sweet. Clean guitar still little bit warm above the beat. Smooth bass still talking, making everything complete. Rose still bright and glowing on the new week line. Some melody returning, sweet doing just fine. Snap still landing crisp for those who always knew. New week, same flowers falling just for you. New week, same flowers. Guitar birthing that the whole groove came alive. New week, same flowers. Best spring feeling helping let it ride. Bass and roads and synth shimmer bright. New week, same flowers in the morning light. Those who know will feel it first. New week, same flowers quenching every thirst. Golden spring Monday and the flowers won't stop. New week, same flowers feeling like the top. Clean guitar warm on his favorite breezy art. Some melody landing luminous before the dark. Smooth bass steady carrying the pedal ground. String shimmer breathing soft above the sound. Snap one more time, crisp and knowing right. New week, same flowers carrying through the light. New week, same flowers. Guitar burst, then the whole groove came alive. New week, same flowers. Best spring feeling helping every ride. Bass and roads and synth shimmer bright. New week, same flowers in the morning light. Those who know will feel it first. New week, same flowers catching every thirst. Ooh.
right before the pedal fell. Finger picked guitar, arriving with a story to tell. Boom, bap, drum and bass and rolls all landing warm. Cherry blossom frequency, riding through the morning storm. Vinyl crackers soft like a secret in the air. It's the kind of frequency only if you were aware. Everything arriving on a wavelength, all its own. Cherry blossom frequency, best thing you've never been shown.
We wrapped in petals on a Lofi dial. Cherry blossom frequency, making every Monday worthwhile. Finger pick guitar, still threading warm above the beat. Groove bass, still talking, making everything complete.
Boom, bap, drum still landing on the pocket right. Rose still warm and glowing in the morning light. Scent pad still breathing white for those that tune in. Cherry blossom frequency, best place to begin.
Cherry blossom frequency.
Scent pad wide, then the guitar found a signal.
Cherry blossom frequency.
Lo-fi, kindly tuned to some pivotal. Bass and drum and road so warm. Cherry blossom frequency riding through the storm. Those who know will tune right in. Cherry blossom frequency, let the week begin. Golden Spring Monday and the frequency holds strong. Cherry blossom frequency been playing all along. Finger pick guitar warm on its favorite melodic arc. Deep scent pad breathing luminous before the dark.
Groove bass steady carrying the blossom ground. Vinyl crackle breathing soft above the sound. Boom, back one more time, warm and absolutely right. Cherry blossom frequency, carrying through the light. Cherry blossom frequency.
Scent pad wide, then the guitar found a signal.
Cherry blossom frequency.
Lo-fi, kindly tuned to some pivotal.
Bass and drum and road so warm. Cherry blossom frequency riding through the storm. Those who know will tune right in. Cherry blossom frequency, let the week begin. Cherry blossom frequency. Cherry blossom frequency.
And still breathing wide.
Guitar still warm.
Rose still glowing. Cherry blossom frequency. Always tuned in. Always spring.
Always yours. Snapping soft, kick alone before the rain came down. Funky bass and rain on drift, shifting through the town. Rose and clean guitar and brass all landing warm. Soft rain, fresh start riding through the Monday storm. Hi-hat ticking bright like a new page turned clean. String shimmer catching everything in between. Everything arriving fresher than the week before. Soft rain, fresh start. This is what new weeks are for. Flower rain and R&B sitting sweet inside the chest. Soft rain, fresh start, putting everything to rest. Funky bass still driving warm above the snap. Road still soulful, tender, never going back. Keep clean guitar threading soft through the April air. Brass one breathing gentle everywhere. Rain on now settling like a blanket on the wheel. Soft rain, fresh start, the feeling those who know secret. Soft rain, fresh start, snap and kick then the bass and rain came in. Soft rain, fresh start, sweetest way you knew we could begin. Roads and guitar and brass so warm. Soft rain, fresh start, riding through the storm. Those who know will feel it deep. Soft rain, fresh start, a feeling worth to keep. Ooh, Golden spring Monday wrapped in soft flower rain. Soft rain, fresh start, washing everything clean again. Funky keep bass warm on its favorite soulful arc. Rose chord landing radiant before the dark. Snap, holding steady through the pedal ground. Rayon breathing soft above the sound. Clean guitar, crisp and tender where it belongs. Soft rain, fresh start, turning Mondays into songs. Soft rain, fresh start, snap and kick, then the bass and rain came in. Soft rain, fresh start, sweetest way I knew we could begin. Rose and guitar and brass so warm. Soft rain, fresh start, riding through the storm. Those who know will feel it deep, deep, deep. Yeah. Soft rain, fresh start, snap still, crisp bass still warm. Rain still falling, rain still glowing. Soft rain, fresh start, always fresh, always spring rain, always yours.
Yeah, piano trill alone before the flowers claim the week. See the trumpet arriving like the sound of pedals speak. Walking bass and drum breaking synth pad. All landed warm this week belongs to the flowers. Riding through the April storm, vinyl crackle settling like confetti in the air. Guitar shimmer catching everything beyond compare. Everything arriving like a week the flowers on. This week belongs to the flowers. Best in spring is shown.
Flower rain still falling on the new week's open road. Lo-fi jazz, indie pop carrying every blooming load. Piano trill still spinning on its favorite arcs. It's a trumpet threading one before the dark. Walking bass still talking, doing perfectly fine. Drum break snapping crisp above the vinyl line. Synth pad breathing wide for those who always knew. This week belongs to the flowers and it's coming through. This week belongs to the flowers. Piano trill, then the trumpet led the bloom. This week belongs to the flowers. Lo-fi jazz, hip-hop filling every room. Walking bass and drum break warm and free. This week belongs to the flowers just for those who see. Those who know will feel it bloom. This week belongs to the flowers. Arriving on too soon, arriving on too soon.
Go to spring Monday and the flowers wanna go. This week belongs to the flowers putting on a show. Piano trill warm on his favorite blooming arcs. At the trumpet landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the flower ground. Synth pad breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time crisp and triumphantly right. This week belongs to the flowers carrying through the light.
This week belongs to the flowers. Piano trill, then the trumpet led the bloom. This week belongs to the flowers. Lo-fi jazz, hip-hop filling every room. Walking bass and drum break warm and free. This week belongs to the flowers just for those who see. Those who know will feel it bloom. This week belongs to the flowers. This week belongs to the flowers.
Piano still trilling, trumpet still warm, bass still walking.
This week belongs to the flowers.
Always blooming, always theirs, always yours.
Before the cafe filled with light. Wednesday kinda warm, landing everything just right. Vinyl crackling, boom bap, arriving soft and slow. Groove
groove bass and guitar loop catching all the glow. Synth breathing wide above the midweek scene. String texture holding everything beautifully in between. Notebook open, coffee warm, the week is halfway through. Wednesday kinda warm, best kinda day to get into.
Somebody by the window found their favorite seat. Lo-fi cars making every Wednesday sweet. Road still warm and patient on the midweek line. Groove bass still talking, doing perfectly fine. Boom bap drums still landing on the pocket right. Guitar loop returning soft in the afternoon light. Synth pad breathing wide for those who always knew. Wednesday kinda warm, carrying the whole week through.
Wednesday kinda warm, roads alone, then the whole cafe group arrived.
Wednesday kinda warm,
best midweek feeling, keeping everyone alive.
bass and drum and synth pad wide.
Wednesday kinda warm, the perfect midweek ride.
Those who know will feel it deep.
Wednesday kinda warm, a feeling worth to keep. Golden afternoon light hitting every cafe pane. Wednesday kinda warm, washing everything clean again.
Roads warm on his favorite cozy arc. Groove bass landing soft before the dark. Boom bap steady, carrying the midweek ground. Guitar loop breathing soft above the sound. Synth pad one more time, warm and absolutely right. Wednesday kinda warm, carrying you through the light. Wednesday kinda warm,
roads alone and the whole cafe groove arrived.
Wednesday kinda warm,
best midweek feeling, keeping everyone alive.
bass and drum and synth pad wide.
Wednesday kinda warm, the perfect midweek ride.
Those who know will feel it deep.
Wednesday kinda warm, a feeling worth to keep. Yeah.
Wednesday kinda warm, rose still glowing, vinyl still crackling.
Yeah, bass still walking.
Wednesday kinda warm, when's midweek always warm, always warm.
Yeah, always yours.
Nylon guitar alone before the door swung open wide. Snapping funky bass arriving like they came inside. Clean guitar and roads and drum all landing warm. The cafe that fixes everything, riding through the weekday storm. Since shimmer catching all the afternoon in the air. String pad breathing soft like it was always there. First sip and the whole week started feeling fine. The cafe that fixes everything, right on time. Playlist on and the Tuesday started making sense. The cafe that fixes everything, releasing all the tense. Nylon guitar still threading warm above the beat. Funky bass still driving, making everything complete. Rose still bright and bouncy on the weekday line. Sin shimmer catching everything, doing just fine. Snap still landing crisp for those who always knew. The cafe that fixes everything, carrying you through. The cafe that fixes everything. Nylon guitar, then the groove came healing. And the cafe that fixes everything. Warmest way a weekday could begin. Bass and roads and spring and wide. The cafe that fixes everything. Perfect right. Those who know will feel it. The cafe that fixes everything. So beautifully real. Golden afternoon light hitting every wooden shelf. The cafe that fixes everything all by itself. Nylon guitar warm on its favorite healing art. Rose chord landing luminous before the dark. Funky bass holding steady through the weekday ground. String shimmer breathing soft above the sound. Snap still crisp and clean where it belongs. Cafe that fixes everything, turning song. The cafe that fixes everything. Not a long guitar, then the groove came healing in. The cafe that fixes everything. Warmest way a weekday could begin. Bass and rose and spring and wide. The cafe that fixes everything. Perfect ride. Those who know will feel it here. The cafe that fixes everything. So beautifully real. The cafe that fixes everything.
Nylon still warm, snap still crisp, still glowing.
The cafe that fixes everything.
Always fixing, always warm, always yours.
Yeah. You could trumpet alone before the week laid out its map. Walking bass and vinyl, arriving, filling every gap. Drum break and piano and synth all landed warm. Still got the whole week ahead, riding through the Monday storm. Guitar texture breathing soft above the optimistic line. Everything about this cafe moment doing just fine. Coffee going down and the melody going up. Still got the whole week ahead, best thing in the cup. Monday cafe table and the whole week spread out wide. Still got the whole week ahead with lo-fi jazz inside. Trumpets still threading through the morning groove. Walking bass still talking, finding every move. Drum break snapping crisp above the vinyl hits. Piano landing warm like a week beginning in bliss. Impact breathing wide for those who see it clear. Still got the whole week ahead.
Trumpet alone, then the whole jazz groove. Look forward,
Still got the whole week ahead.
that spring feeling pointing us toward. Walking bass and drum break in the air.
Still got the whole week ahead.
Everywhere,
Those who know will feel it bloom.
still got the whole week ahead. Arriving none too soon.
Yeah. Golden cafe light hitting every morning pain. Still got the whole week ahead, never feels the same. Trumpet warm on his favorite optimistic arc. Piano landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the weekly ground. Guitar texture breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time crisp and absolutely right. Still got the whole week ahead, carrying through the light, through the light, through the light. Still got the whole week ahead.
Trumpet alone, then the whole jazz groove. Look forward,
Still got the whole week ahead.
that spring feeling pointing us toward. Walking bass and drum break in the air.
Still got the whole week ahead.
Everywhere,
Those who know will feel it bloom.
still got the whole week ahead. Arriving none too soon.
Yeah, still got the whole week ahead.
Trumpet still warm,
Bass still walking.
piano still glowing.
Still got the whole week ahead.
Always ahead,
Always spring.
always yours.
Snare and hi-hat crisp before the morning hit. Cold guitar birds arriving like the freshest story told. Smooth bass and rose and brass all ending bright. Ice cold and blooming, carrying everything in the light. Sin shimmer catching all the crisp spring air. String fresh like it was always there. Everything arriving cool.
sweet and crisp and cool and free. Ice cold and blooming bass when you're feeling too big.
Guitar break too warm on its favorite bright.
Smooth bass letting luminous before the dark.
Road steady carrying the fresh spring ground.
Ooh.
Grass breathing soft
Above the gray sound. Snail one more time. Crystal clean and right. Ice cold and blooming, carrying through the light. Ice cold and blooming.
snare hi-hat and the guitar cut through clean.
Ice cold and blooming.
Fresh as spring, feeling anyone wanna see. Bass roads and bars so bright. Ice cold and blooming in the morning light. Built in from the very first snap.
Oh,
Ice cold and blooming, never going back.
ice cold and blooming. Still breeze. Ooh. Ice cold and blooming. Ice cold and blooming.
Always crisp, always blooming,
Always yours.
Listen to together before the commute began. Final crackle and walking bass arriving like they had a plan. Drum break and saxophone landing fresh and right. First breath of the commute carrying everything to light. Rose piano soft above the airy groove. Everything together finding one clean refreshing move. Spring air rushing in before a single stop. First breath of the commute, feeling like the top.
Morning commute jazz and be sitting fresh inside the chest. First breath of the commute, putting everything to rest. Every sense still breathing wide above the beat. Walking bass still talking, making everything complete. Drum break still snapping crisp above the vinyl. His saxophone still threading warm, nothing quite like this. Acoustic guitar returning like a fresh familiar scent.
First breath of the commute, airy synth and acoustic, then the whole groove breathe. First breath of the commute, fresh as spring, feeling everyone achieve. Walking bass and saxophone in the air. First breath of the dew everywhere, ear melting from the very first breath. First breath of the commute, sweetest thing until the last.
Golden spring morning hitting fresh and cool and free. First breath of the compass version of the day to be. Saxophone warm on his favorite Malak arc. Artistic guitar threading luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the fresh spring ground. Edison breathing soft above the sound. Drum break one more time, crisp and absolutely right.
First breath of the commute, carrying through the light.
First breath of the commute.
Airy synth and coast cut, then the whole groove breathe. First breath of the commute, fresh as spring, feeling everyone achieve. Walking bass and saxophone in the air. First breath of the goo everywhere, ear melting from the very first breath. First breath of the commute,
Sweetest thing until the last.
first breath of the commute,
Sweetest thing until the last.
first breath of the commute,
Sweetest thing until the last.
first breath of the commute, feeling everywhere. Saxophone still threading. Always the first breath, always spring, always yours.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah-ha. Yeah. Racing and kick drop together before the air cleared. Funky bass and snap arriving like everything I feared. Clean guitar and roads and strings all landing crisp, clear all the way through. crystal morning confirmed. Sin shimmer catching everything I've ever yearned. Everything arriving clearer than the day before. Clear all the way through. This is what ears are for. Springing pop sitting crystal fresh inside the soul. Clear all the way through, making every morning whole. Bright since deleting warm above the snap. Funky bass to driving, never going back. Road still crystal bright on the morning run. Clean guitar still threading underneath the spring sun. Strings still breathing, airy through the April air. Clear all the way through, finding me everywhere. Clear all the way through, bright scent and kick, then everything turned crystal. Clear all the way through, every single note landing like a pistol. Bass and guitar and road so bright. Clear all the way through in the morning light. Ear melting from the very first drop. Clear all the way through, never gonna stop. Golden spring morning hitting, crystal crisp and free. Clear all the way through, best version of the day to be. Bright synth warm on his favorite crystal arc. Clean guitar landing luminous before the dark. Funky bass holding steady through the spring ground. Eddy strings breathing soft above the sound. Snap still crisp and clean where it belongs. Clear all the way through, turning commits to songs. Clear all the way through, bright synth and kick, then everything turned crystal. Clear all the way through, every single note landing like a pistol. Bass and guitar and road so bright. Clear all the way through in the morning light. Ear melting from the very first drop. Clear all the way through, never gonna stop. Crystal, always spring is yours.
Saxophone just played one note and everything stopped. Nobody was ready for the feeling it dropped. Final chord cohesion in beneath like an old secret kept. Walking bass are riding soft like something out of the dream slept. Boom back drum settling in like it belonged here first. Roads and guitar loop arriving to quench the thirst. The kind of song you find and send without a word. You know if you heard it, best thing you've ever heard. The weekday cafe table and the melody just hit. You know if you heard it, everything a perfect fit. Saxophone still threading through the afternoon air. Road still warm and patient like it's always been there. Walking bass still talking, doing everything right. Guitar loop returning soft in the fading light. Boom back drum still landing for those who always knew. You'd know if you heard it, carrying the whole day through. You'd know if you heard it. Saxophone alone and the whole room went still. You know if you heard it. Warmest kind of melody, giving everyone a thrill. Roads and bass and vinyl low. You saxophone still plays. You'd know if you heard it carrying through the haze. Roads warm on its favorite understated art. Guitar loop landing luminous before the dark. Walking bait steady carrying the cafe ground. Vinyl crackle breathing soft above the sound. Boom bap one more time, warm and absolutely right. You'd know if you heard it carrying you through the light. You'd know if you heard it. Saxophone alone and the whole room went still. You'd know if you heard it. Warmest kind of melody, give everyone a thrill. Roads and bass and vinyl. You'd know if you heard it. Wherever you go, those who know will stop mid-stroll. You'd know if you heard it, touching every soul. You'd know if you heard it. Saxophone still warm, vinyl still crackling, roads still glowing. You'd know if you heard it. Always the one that stops you. Always yours. Saxophone just played one note and everything stopped. Nobody was ready for the feeling it dropped. The vinyl crackle easing in beneath like an old secret kept. Barking bass arriving soft like something out of a dream slept. Boom bap drum settling in like it belonged here first. Roads and guitar loop arriving to quench the thirst. The kind of song you find and send without a word. You'd know if you heard it. Best thing you've ever heard. Saxophone just played one note and everything stopped. Nobody was ready for the feeling it drives. Saxophone just played one note. Saxophone just played one note. Yeah. Saxophone just played one note. Saxophone just played one note. Saxophone just Saxophone just played one note and everything stopped. Saxophone still warm, vinyl still crackling. Saxophone, 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 saxophone. Saxophone just played one note. Saxophone just played one note. Saxophone, saxophone, just saxophone. Saxophone, 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 saxophone. No. Saxophone, 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 saxophone.
Play one line and the scroll just stopped. Snap arriving underneath like the best secret dropped. Smooth bass and roads and brass all ending intimate and warm. The song nobody told you about, riding through the cafe storm. Hi-hat barely ticking like a feeling held inside. String shimmer catching everything the melody supplies. The kind of song that finds you on a Tuesday afternoon. The song nobody told you about, arriving none too soon. Weekday cafe playlist and it suddenly appeared. The song nobody told you about, exactly as new fear. The clean guitar still feeling warm above the snap. Smooth bass still driving, never going back. Road still intimate and soulful on the line. Brass ones breathing soft, doing perfectly fine. Hi-hat still bright and quiet for those who always find the song nobody told you about, staying in the mind. Find a song nobody told you about. Guitar alone in the snap, then everything came in. The song nobody told you about, most intimate way a melody could begin. Roads and bass and brass, so warm. The song nobody told you about, riding through the storm. Stops 2 minutes, scroll every time. The song nobody told you about, perfectly sublime. Golden cafe afternoon and the secret holds on. The song nobody told you about, becoming everyone's song. Clean guitar warm on its favorite intimate arc. Smooth bass lighting luminous before the dark. Road holding steady through the weekday ground. Brass breathing soft above the cafe sound. Snap still crisp and clean for those who always share. The song nobody told you about, finding you there. The song nobody told you about. Guitar alone in the snap, then everything came in. The song nobody told you about, most intimate way a melody could begin. Roads and bass and brass, so warm. The song nobody told you about, riding through the storm. Stops you mid scroll every time. The song nobody told you about, perfectly sublime. Song nobody told you about. Guitar still threading, snap still crisp, road still intimate. The song nobody told you about until now, until you shared. Always yours. Clean guitar, play one line and the scroll just stops. Snap go arriving underneath like the best secret drops. Smooth bass and roads and brass, all having intimate and warm. The song nobody told you about, riding through the cafe stool. Clean guitar, played one line and the scroll just skied. Clean guitar, played one line. Clean guitar, played one line. Clean guitar, played one line and the scroll just stopped. Clean guitar, clean guitar, clean guitar, clean guitar, clean guitar. Clean guitar, played one line and the scroll just stopped. Clean guitar, clean guitar. Clean guitar, 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 played one line. Clean guitar, clean was ready yet. Nylon guitar melody, arriving like the best thing the years ever met. Clapping bass and drum, all landing warm and right. Save it for later, send it now. Carrying everything to light. Fingers snap, ticking like a share button confirmed. String shimmer, catching everything the melody earned. The kind of track you bookmark then immediately send. Save it for later, send it now. Best feeling around then. Weekday cafe corner and the song just appeared on screen. Save it for later, send it now. Freshest thing you've ever seen. Nylon guitar still threading warm above the cloud. Groove bass still driving, never going back. Road still bright and airy on the weekday line. Since shimmer catching everything, doing just fine. Strings still breathing wide for those who always share. Save it for later, send it now. Finding you everywhere. Save it for later, send it now. Send power wide in the nylon guitar, hooked you in. Save it for later, send it now. Aria's way, a melody could begin. Bass and roads and claps so bright. Save it for later, send it now. In the cafe light. Too good to keep it to yourself. Save it for later, send it now. Off the shelf. Golden cafe afternoon and the send button calls. Save it for later, send it now. Echoing through the walls. Nylon guitar warm on its favorite airy arc. Synth pad breathing luminous before the dark. Groove bass holding steady through the weekday ground. String shimmer breathing soft above the sound. Clap one more time, crisp and irresistibly right. Save it for later, send it now. Carrying through the light. Save it for later, send it now. Send pad wide in the nylon guitar, hooked you in. Save it for later, send it now. Various way a melody could begin. Bass and roads and claps so bright. Save it for later, send it now. In the cafe light. Too good to keep it to yourself. Save it for later, send it now. Off the shelf. Save it, send it now. Sun still white, nylon still warm, girl still bright. Save it for later, send it now. Already sent, already yours, always the one you share.
Piano played one soft note before the road decided. Vinyl crackle settling in like the morning light divided. Walking bass arriving slow like it had nowhere to be. Brush drum and guitar loop landing soft and free. Notice trumpet somewhere in the background haze. Miles feel like nothing on the quieter days. Synth pad breathing wide above the gentle line. Everything about this traffic feeling perfectly fine. Red light turn to something like a moment to keep. Miles feel like nothing when the groove runs this deep. Piano still threading soft above the rolling ground. Walking bass still talking in his favorite low sound. Brush drum barely landing but you feel it right. Guitar loop returning soft in the afternoon light. Notice trumpet breathing like it with the road. Miles feel like nothing carrying every easy load, yeah.
Miles feel like nothing today.
Piano alone and the whole groove drifted in.
Miles feel like nothing today.
Calmest way a drive could begin. Walking bass and brush drum low.
Miles feel like nothing today.
Wherever you go, traffic fades when this comes on.
Miles feel like nothing today.
feel like nothing today, wherever it goes. Piano warm on his favorite drifting up. Guitar loop landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the rolling ground. Vinyl crackle breathing soft above the sound. Brush drum one more time, gentle and right. Miles feel like nothing today, carrying through the light.
Miles feel like nothing today.
Piano alone and a whole groove drifted. Drive could begin. Walking bass and brush drum roll.
Miles feel like nothing today.
Wherever you go. Traffic fades when this comes on.
Miles feel like nothing today.
All day long. Miles feel like nothing. Piano still soft. Vinyl still crackling. Bass still walking. Miles feel like nothing day. Always drifting, always spring. Always yours.
Alone before the slow lane found me. Soft synth pad arriving like a good thought around me. Soft bass and boom bap and roads all landing gentle. Everything about this drive becoming less judgmental. Vinyl crackle soft like a window slightly down. String texture breathing like the outskirts of the town. Good thoughts arriving with the melody tonight. Slow lane, good thoughts, everything feeling right. Traffic moving slow, but the music moves just fine. Slow lane, good thoughts landing on the right incline. Still threading warm above the gentle beat. Soft bass, still talking, making everything complete. Road still warm and patient on the afternoon line. Synth pad still breathing wide, doing perfectly fine. Boom bap drum still landing soft for those that take it slow. Slow lane, good thoughts. Still alone, then the synth pad wrap you warm. Slow lane, good thoughts. Gentlest drive music riding through the storm. Bass and roads and vinyl low. Slow lane, good thoughts wherever you go. Clears the mind when traffic builds. Slow lane, good thoughts, giving all the feels. Golden spring afternoon in the slow lane hold. Slow lane, good thoughts better than it ever told. Cruise tip warm on his favorite gentle arc. Roads core landing soft before the dark. Soft bass steady carrying the rolling ground. String texture breathing soft above the sound. Boom bap one more time, gentle and right. Slow lane, good thoughts carrying through the light. Slow lane, good thoughts. Cruise get alone and the synth pad wrapped in warm. Slow lane, good thoughts. Gentlest drive music riding through the storm. Bass and road and vinyl low. Slow lane, good thoughts wherever you go. Clears your mind when traffic builds. Slow lane, good thoughts, giving all the feels.
Slow lane, good thoughts.
So cause you still finger pick, still warm.
Slow lane, good thoughts.
Always slow, always good, always yours.
Slow lane, good thoughts. Slow lane, good thoughts.
Always yours.
Brush drum alone before the destination cleared. Clean guitar melody arriving like the view appeared. Smooth bass and snap arriving, soft together warm. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice, riding through the April storm. Roads and synth completing everything in space. Hi-hat barely ticking like a quietly beautiful place. Everything arriving somewhere nice. Brush drum alone and the guitar led us there. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Calm as spring drive floating through the air. Bass and roads and synths so soft. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Carrying a love. Traffic becomes background noise. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. The quietest joys. Golden spring afternoon and the nowhere holds on. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Becoming everyone's song. Clean guitar, warm on its favorite calm mark. Roads cool, landing luminous before the dark. Smooth bass, steady carry in the gentle ground. Soft synth breathing barely above the sound. Brush drum one more time, quiet and right. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Carrying through the light. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Brush drum alone and the guitar led us there. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Calm as spring drive floating through the air. Bass and roads and synths so soft. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Carrying aloft. The traffic becomes background noise. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. The quietest joys. Nowhere urgent. Nowhere urgent, somewhere nice. Brush drum still quiet. Guitar still looming. Road still where nice. Road still luminous. Road urgent, somewhere nice. Always nowhere urgent. Always nowhere nice. Always yours.
Deep synth bass alone before the radio gave up. Nylon guitar arriving like the first sip from the cup. Vinyl crackle and soft kick landing warm together. Radio off this song in any kind of weather. Road and string pack completing all the space. Everything about this drive moving at its own pace. The kind of music that makes the car feel like a room. Radio off this song, best feeling since the bloom. Spring drive car sitting deep and warm inside. Radio off this song, the only thing along for the ride. Nylon guitar still threading soft above the kick. Deep synth bass still breathing, doing every trick. Road still warm and intimate on a rolling line. String pad breathing wide, doing perfectly fine. Vinyl crackle warm for those who switch it over. Radio off this song, best kept drive composure. Radio off this song, deep synth and the nylon guitar found the way. Radio off this song, most intimate drive music of the day. Bass and roads and strings so warm. Radio off this song, riding through the storm. The car becomes a different place. Radio off this song, your own private space. Golden spring afternoon and the radio stays off. Radio off this song, best decision, hands aloft. Nylon guitar warm on his favorite intimate arc. Roads chord landing soft before the dark. Deep synth steady, carrying the rolling ground. String pad breathing barely above the sound. Soft kick one more time, warm and right. Radio off this song, carrying through the light. Oh, radio off this song, deep synth and the nylon guitar found a way. Radio off this song, most intimate drive music of the day. Bass and roads and strings so warm. Radio off this song, riding through the storm. The car becomes a different place. Radio off this song, your own private space. Oh, radio off.
this always us?
Before the first red light appeared, walk a bass arriving warm like everything I feared. Vinyl crackle and brush drum settling soft and slow. Piano and guitar loop catching all the evening glow. Synth pad breathing wide above the patient line. Every red light has a view doing perfectly fine. Cherry blossoms visible through the windshield glass. Every red light has a view too beautiful to pass.
Spring drive, jazz, indie pop sitting dreamy in the chest. Every red light has a view, putting it to rest. Flugelhorn still threading warm above the beat. Walking bass still talking, making everything complete.
Piano still dreamy, patient on the rolling line. Guitar loop returning soft, doing perfectly fine. Brush drum barely landing for those who stop and see. Every red light has a view, best things come for free.
Every red light has a view.
Flugelhorn alone and the whole groove watch with you.
Every red light has a view.
Dreamiest drive, feeling the whole way through. Walking bass and brush drum low.
Every red light has a view.
Wherever you go, traffic stops become the best part.
Every red light has a view.
Straight to the heart.
Golden spring evening and the red lights glow warm.
Every red light has a view, carrying through the storm. Flugelhorn warm on its favorite dreamy arc. Piano landed luminous soft before the dark.
Walking bass steady carrying the patient ground.
Guitar loop breathing soft above the sound.
Brush drum one more time, dreamy and right.
Every red light has a view, carrying through the light.
Every red light has a view.
Flugelhorn alone and the whole groove watch with you.
Every red light has a view.
Dreamiest drive, feeling the whole way through. Walking bass and brush drum low.
Every red light has a view.
Wherever you go, traffic stops become the best part.
Every red light has a view.
Straight to the heart.
Every red light has a view.
Flugelhorn still dreamy, bass still
Every red
walking.
light has a view.
Piano still warm, every red light.
Has a view.
Always stopping, always something beautiful. Always yours.
Saxophone and drum break hit together like the starter gun. Spring arrives so bold before the morning had begun. Funky walking bass arriving, Harping deep to blow. Rolls and brass completing everything you need to know. Vinyl crackle landing like confetti in the air. Bloom like you mean it, screen showing up everywhere. Rhythm hitting hard before a single thought was made. Bloom like you mean it, best entrance April paid. Cherry blossom blossom dropping like the beat to sit go. Jazz hip hop catching everything the spring wants to show. Saxophone still bold and threading through the groove. Funky walking bass still dropping fine in every move. Drum break snubbing fierce above the vinyl hits. Road still warm and punchy, nothing quite like this. Brass section landing heavy on the pocket right. Bloom like you need it, carrying you through the light. Bloom like you need it. Saxophone and drum break, then the whole world shook. Bloom like you need it. That spring entrance, anywhere you look. I'm walking bass and brass on fire. Bloom like you need it. They're taking everything higher. Oh, from the very first hit. Bloom like you mean it, every note a perfect fit. Hold it spring morning in the rhythm won't quit. Bloom like you mean it, every single bar a hit. Saxophone warm on its scraping bulldog. Brass section landing luminous before the dark. Funky walking bass steady carrying the screen ground. Drum break breathing hard above the vinyl sound. Roads one more time, warm and punchy right. Bloom like you mean it, carrying through the light. Bloom like you mean it. Saxophone and drum break, then the whole world shook. Bloom like you mean it. That spring entrance, anywhere you look. Walking bass and brass on fire. Bloom like you mean it. Taking everything higher. Bold from the very first hit. Bloom like you mean it, every note a perfect fit. Bloom like you mean it. Saxophone still book, drum still breaking, bass still funky, road still warm. Bloom like you mean it. Always bold, always spring, always yours. Bloom like you mean it. Snare roll built alone before the brass came crashing in. Funky bass and hi-hat arriving, let the groove begin. Rose and saxophone complete in every warm space. April hit different this year, showing up with grace. Final crackle landing underneath the boat arrival. Everything about this spring all about revival. Rhythm building hard before the melody was known. April hit different this year, best thing April shown. Cherry blossoms catching all the bold spring energy. April hit different this year, feeling wild and free. Brass still punching warm above the funky groove. Saxophone still threading, finding every move. Funky bass still driving hard beneath the beat. Road still warm and bow making it complete. Hi-hat crisp but snapping for those who feel it too. April hit different this year, hitting me and you. April hit different this year. Snare rolled and the brass exploded warm. April hit different this year. Best spring jazz riding through the storm. Bass and saxophone on fire. April hit different this year, taking it higher. Bold from the very first row. April hit different this year, touching every soul. Golden spring morning in the bowl filling holes. April hit different this year, doing what it's told. Brass still warm on his favorite explosive arcs. Saxophone landed luminous before the dark. Funky bass steady carrying the April ground. Rose breathing warm above the punchy sound. Snare one more time, rolling hard and right. April hit different this year, carrying through the light. April hit different this year. Snare rolled and the brass exploded warm. April hit different this year. Best spring jazz riding through the storm. Bass and saxophone on fire. April hit different this year, taking it higher. Bold from the very first roll. April hit different this year, touching every soul. Touching every soul. Oh, April hit different this year. Still rolling, brass still punching. Saxophone still
driving underneath the bloom. Roads and vinyl, completing every inch of room. Guitar shimmer catching all the bold spring air. Heartbeat in the jazz, finding you everywhere. Rhythm landing fierce before a single word was said. Heartbeat in the jazz, living in the chest and head. Cherry blossom shaking from the impact of the beat. Heartbeat in the jazz, making every spring complete. Brass still punching bold above the walking snap. Saxophone still leading, never going back. Walking bass still driving hard beneath the groove. Road still warm and rhythmic, finding every move. Vinyl crackle warm for those who feel the pulse. Heartbeat in the jazz, best spring rhythm at its fullest, yeah. Heartbeat in the jazz, brass and kick, then the saxophone took lead. Heartbeat in the jazz, bold spring rhythm, everything you need. Walking bass and snap on fire. Heartbeat in the jazz, taking it higher. Rhythm bold from the very first beat. Heartbeat in the jazz, impossibly complete. Heartbeat in the jazz. Golden spring morning and a heartbeat holds strong. Heartbeat in the jazz, been playing all along. Saxophone warm on its favorite bold melodic art. Brass section landing luminous before the dark. Walking bass steady carrying the rhythmic ground. Vinyl crackle breathing above the punch's sound. Snap one more time, crisp and absolutely